Check it out, Akimbo cameras. Yes, that's right. We have Akimbo cameras going on here. I'm taking a break from all the filming, producing, and editing, and was out having fun, relaxing a little bit. I thought I'd show you some Akimbo cameras, but I better get going now. We'll talk to you later. I hope I ain't making you dizzy. Alright, welcome back to a nighttime video. I know it's really dark in here right now. Saying right now, I got so much on my mind again. Came from my free play. It's been a 2-day ordeal kind of, because they cut my play down. So $15 yesterday, and then $15 for today, and then $25 for the senior play today. So, wait a minute. Gotta make sure I close my cabinet in the back before I get going down the road. There's been a couple times that I forgot. I had crap flying out onto the floor. And a lot of times I have my cabinet open back there because I put food in there and I don't want it to freeze. So if I don't open the cabinet to let heat from in here into the cabinet, then the cabinet stays colder and my food freezes and stuff. And it's not good when your canned food freezes. It gets like a grainy, different taste to it and everything. So, for this video on the way back, I don't know how, I ain't going to be stopping it along the thing. It'll just have to, I'll let it record on its own, and if I run out of SD card, it'll shut off. Otherwise it's going to be a long video, or if it'll separate it up into 2 big continued episodes. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. As always, I just turn on the camera and let it rip. There's been a few times on and off where I've got self-conscious and thought about, should I, whatever I talked about or something, like, I don't know if I should even post that. And I just tell myself, no, that's what it's all about. You just turn on the camera and letting it go, Now I could see if I, got talking and wasn't thinking or something, mentioned somebody's name and address or something like that, or something, and of course I'd have to edit that out of there. So, got an hour run on the way back. So, as long as I've got an hour of left in the SD card here, it'll film all the way back. Otherwise, it'll run out, and I'll just have to figure it out later when I'm editing it. venting to God a lot about my situation because I'm getting really, really burnt out on it. And I know I've been talking about that, and I don't mean to stress my viewers out or nothing. I'm just being me and sharing everything that's going on, even though I know there's a reason for it all. I just sure hope something changes soon. But I keep telling the Lord, I ain't losing faith in you. It's definitely a struggle, to keep faith. Keep your faith. Even though I don't know how to explain that. I'm not losing faith in God's existence or that. And I'm not losing faith in the good things that are coming. It's just, I'm impatient. I've been surviving day to day for 8 months through Minnesota winter in this camper. I'm starting to get a little squirrely about it, safe journey back. behind me that the camera's running. And plus I was watching traffic too, and that's where I get kind of a little faded out sometimes. Is like there's a car behind me, and he started catching up on me, and I was going almost 60, and it's 55 here, and we do have some wind gusts and stuff. I can feel him pushing the camper a bit, and so I was kind of looking back in my mirror at that whoever's the car is behind me, and I slowed down. I'm down to like 53 or something like that right now. Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing, 53. It's because it ain't worth getting blown in the ditch when you get wind gusts. It really pushes this thing around. So, as for all my viewers that have been watching, I don't know if I've asked before. I think I have, but I'll ask anybody that feels up to it to say some prayers for me that the good stuff starts coming. And I've been praying for abundance and success and prosperity and all that good stuff, because I want to share it all. It's not out of a greed thing. It's out of, I got a lot to offer this world, and I think I'm a good soul to steward abundance and success to help a bunch of people. So I hope that's how it turns out pretty soon here. I hope I get some miracle blessing. The harvest comes in, because they say what you sow you reap and all that good stuff. Well, I have sowed wonderfulness all my life, and I've been helping people since I can remember. Being good, you know. I did fade away for a while when I got into, well, out of high school. I did a little bit of drinking, dancing, partying, going to nightclubs with my friends and stuff. And then when my grandpa died, I got into drugs pretty heavy then for a while. You know, I never did any needles or anything like that, but yeah, I was running from my pain or something like that. I'm glad I made it through that. I've actually had quite the amazing life, and got to do a lot of things, but there's so much more I want to see in the United States. For as long as the good Lord's going to let me keep walking this earth, you know, before He calls me home or before He comes back or whatever. You know. I don't know if He'll come back in my lifetime, but I feel like He might. And sorry to be selfish, but there's things I've dreamed about doing and going and seeing, you know, that I'd like to see. See, I don't need to spend a bunch of money in all kinds of places. I just like seeing the different stuff. When I was blessed to go with my friends on a road trip through Canada and Niagara Falls and down to Disney World and through the Smoky Mountains and stuff, it was wonderful. When we were in Canada, you know, my buddy's wife, you know, she was excited and she wanted to hit the gift shops and buy some stuff and all that. That's all natural, but for me, I didn't care about that stuff. I could have sat by Niagara Falls for the whole day, not spent a dime, and just had a bag lunch or something, and just sat there and just soaked in the atmosphere. You know, it was just amazing. And if it wasn't for them inviting me along, I wouldn't have got to go on that trip. You know, I wouldn't have got to see all that good stuff. Then I had two of my lady friends. One time, Nicole and Holly, they had planned on going to not Jamaica, the Bahamas, and apparently a bunch of people were all going to go, and everybody backed out. Then it was just those two. So then they asked if I would go with, if they paid my airfare, and I could crash in a hotel room with them. I just have to come up with spending money, and if I would go with, to be like a bodyguard for them, you know. And I said, heck yeah! How could I pass that up, you know? Just have spending money and get free airfare and a place to crash for 5 days or so in the Bahamas. That was awesome. And although it ended up being kind of hard on me because they just wanted to drink and party every single night. It was tough. Girls could whoop it up, boy. And it was good I went with. There was a few different situations where it was a good thing I was with them. And I kept an eye on them like a hawk, and I'm glad I did because it's weird. You wouldn't think that happened, but man, oh man. Yeah, there's a couple different times. There was groups of guys that were gonna try to kidnap them, take them off away to their own little parties, supposedly. You know, I could see it. I know what they were thinking. Yeah, it's fun though. You got to have a lot of fun. There's a little bit of intensity on that trip a couple times. But yeah, I was glad I was there. And the flight's there and the flight's back. Cool too. Took 3 planes on the way down and 2 on the way back. On the way down, I flew from Minneapolis to Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta. Yeah, I think it's Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, the Atlanta airport. And I had a short layover there, and I had to get all the way to the other side of the airport. And I had to. This airport split there, so you had to take this underground subway system over there. Oh man, I was freaking out, man. I was so worried about missing my flight. And then from there, we were supposed to land in Florida, and then I was supposed to jump on this like little RJ-8 private jet and fly the rest of the way to the Bahamas. Well, on the way to Florida, there's a big storm. So we went to fly out around the storm. We were like a 727 or something like that, I think it was. And that was so scary. I'll tell you, it was like something out of the movies. The storm was so intense. Even though we tried flying out around it, if we would have flown through it, man, we would have probably, we would have made it through that thing. It was scary enough flying out around it. Getting caught into all the turbulence from the storm and everything. It was like something out of the movie. You'd see the lightning flashing outside the windows, and the whole plane was just up and down big time. And if you looked at the windows, you could see the wings just bending like a bird, you know, flapping its wings. And we would plummet and get pushed down and pushed up so much from all the different pressure changes and stuff. And it was so scary that all the adults, everybody, you could tell, all the adults on the plane, it was mainly all adults. People were scared with it. Everybody, no one was saying it out loud, but I could feel it. Everybody was thinking we were all going down together, you know, this was it. And it was so scary that there was this family sitting in the middle aisle. They had some young kids with them. I'm going to guess some kids were about, I don't know, 8 to 10 years old or something like that. And there was 2 boys and a girl. Because all the adults were scared, those kids started getting scared. And that bothered me. I didn't want those kids to be scared. So and they were looking around, they could feel the tension of all the adults. Well, when we hit another blast of turbulence that shoved us down fast, you know, you got your seatbelt on, but if you didn't have your seatbelt on, you'd feel that, you'd be coming out of your seat, because you could feel that like weightlessness, like feeling. And actually, it was more beyond weightlessness because you get thrust into your seatbelt off your seat, like. And but when we got this one blast that pushed us down fast, because I could tell those kids were scared, I threw my hands up in the air like I was on a roller coaster, and I said, "Woohoo!" You know. And when I did that, I looked at the kids like, "Come on, let's have fun with this," you know. And when I said, "Woohoo!" they started giggling a little bit, and then when we got another blast. And that they'd start throwing their hands up with me, and they would say, "Woo!" You know. Well, when the kids started laughing and having fun with me, just from the kids' laughter, that helped ease all the tension in the plane. Because then a few scattered adults kind of started chuckling a little bit because they could hear us. Well, that extra laughter going through the plane helped more people start laughing. You know, so it just kind of spread, and you could just feel the scariness and the tension drop off, you know. And yeah, it was really cool. I mean, I'm glad I did that. I did it for those kids is what I did it for. mean, I'm glad it worked out for everybody. Now, if in the future, if I was in that situation and there was no kids, I'd do it again anyway, now that I've seen the outcome. You know, so I didn't plan to, like, cheer up the whole plane, but I didn't want those kids to be scared, you know. And then, it was cute, because the parents, after we made it past the turbulence and stuff, because everybody was still scared, you know. The parents, at one point, quietly looked over and said to me, "Thank you so much." You know, I said, "Oh, you're welcome." You know, so I just wanted this to be a fun. I wanted them kids to have fun. You know, I didn't want them to be scared. You know? And yeah, it was pretty neat. Yeah, and then on the way back from the Bahamas, I was sitting by the back door with this young lady because I was on a separate flight than the girls. Now my friend Nicole, she told me when she got my separate flights, she said, you know, I could get them, if you want, I can get you on the same flight with us, but it'll cost me, you know, $250 or $300 more or something like that. So no, don't worry about it. I'm a big boy. I can fly on my own. You know, save your money. You know, and so it was a fun journey, and I got to meet lots of people because I was alone the whole ride. I was nervous though. I called my mom a lot on my cell phone. Boy, did I have a big bill when I got back, because I had AT&T and I had this flip phone, and when I was in the Bahamas, no one's phone would work. Everybody had all these different services, but my AT&T phone worked in the Bahamas. And we were on a bus going into town on the island, and the cell phone rings, and I answered, and I'm like, yeah, it's my buddy Clay or something called me, and he said, yeah, when you catching your flight? I said, I'm already here. You know, he said, oh, I thought you didn't leave till today or something, you know. And after I hung up from him, all the people on the bus are like, that were tourists, they're like, your phone works here? I was like, yeah, don't yours? And they're like, no. Everybody's like, no. What do you have for service? What do you have for service? You know? And, but there's roaming fees back then. It wasn't like now everything's, you know, nationwide and stuff. Because it was, you know, all cell phones were pretty new then, you know, yeah, so I ended up after that trip, we had 5 days on the trip, and all the calls that I got from roaming and talking to my mom and stuff, because the girls left ahead of me too, since we're in separate flights. They left early in the morning on our last day, and my flight didn't leave till late in the afternoon. And so I ended up talking to my mom a lot on the phone and stuff. And yeah, I ended up with like a $800-900 bill or something like that later on. Because all the roaming charges and the higher prices from talking from that far away and stuff. Yeah, but it was still cool. It was all worth it. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I've got to do some traveling through the years. To a few places, not a whole lot of places, but got to do some neat road trips with some friends that had bands that were going to play in Chicago at the Thirsty Whale. Well, at the time I lived with seven women, and because our friend's band was going to be playing in Chicago at the Thirsty Whale, the girls and me got talking, and we were like, well, should we road trip it down there and get a hotel room or get a couple hotel rooms and just be roadies and follow the band, have a fun weekend? And we were like, let's do it. So we took 2 cars and loaded up and road trip down there. And when we got down there, that way we could we got a room at same hotel as the band, and then you know, if they needed a hand, I'd help them load or unload it. But they had a pretty good crew with them anyway. So, and then again, I was you know, like a protector for the women and stuff, you know. Although that time when we went, my ex-girlfriend, who was my girlfriend again at the time, was on that trip too, so it was fun. I didn't do too much, you know, like when we were going to the clubs and stuff. Yeah, I didn't like steal her time. I let her hang. I knew if the girls could hang out and let it be a girl thing, you know, they'd have more fun. You know, I could have had fun with them too, because all the girls like me, right? But just let the girls kind of do their thing, you know, kind of. And I don't mean that like I love them, you know. It just sounds terrible. So then I was shooting and hustling pool and stuff. And that was one of the first times when I was younger, being so far from home. Here I am in Chicago, in a dark band bar or whatever, and I'm winning people's money shooting pool and trying to keep my eyes on everybody and everybody's their moods and their intentions, and you know, because I'm far away from home in Chicago, I'm thinking, you know, because I've won people's money before shooting pool, and I've had people, I could tell they were thinking about rolling me or getting me outside and trying to roll me and take the money back and steal my boo cue and all that kind of stuff, you know. And because I have been into martial arts for a lot of years and boxing and all this other stuff, and I grew up being quite kind of a pretty tough scrapper kind of, you know. So it's probably a good thing that never did happen, because I do think highly of my skills, and I don't like hurting people, I don't. But I ain't gonna let people hurt me either, or other people around me. I really enjoyed when I was bouncing around in the nightclub, because I was an adrenaline junkie growing up. I liked freehand cliff climbing, and then when I started bouncing, that was another adrenaline rush, man. You never knew it. And especially bouncing tough clubs and tough neighborhoods with, you know, a darker element or people that, man, we had so many different rival gang members and gang bangers and pimps and all this other kind of crap, man, in the environment. So you never knew what was going to happen, you know. And I fed off of that. I liked the adrenaline rush then. I'm getting too old for that now. I don't want that adrenaline rush anymore. None of that. I was younger then. I could dance around and dance and prance and move and dip and dodge and all that other stuff. I still got all the skills, but I'm getting older, so I can't play around no more. I shouldn't say never, but for a while I didn't understand it, but my karate master would tell me about that he couldn't play no more, that fighting wasn't a game to him no more. Now I totally get it, and I'm actually repeating some of the stuff he used to tell me, because now I understand it. There's a big old Class A motorhome over there with a tow-behind vehicle and another vehicle next to it. And they're just in a lot at a gas station or something, so I would say that they are nomads traveling the country. And they were probably down south and just worked their way back up here now that the weather's getting nicer. I hope, I just keep praying that this little house I keep dreaming about, I feel like God's holding it for me somehow or making it happen. I don't know. I sure hope so. It'd be like a dream come true. It'd be another dream come true. Especially since I'm getting older, I'd like it. But I would love it so much to have a home base, to have that little house. Just a private, quiet little property on a little lake, small lake. But it's got a nice garage. And it's set up, it's turnkey for me. Set up where I could keep running the social media out of the office in the garage so well, and a little 400 square foot cozy house. It used to be somebody's cabin in the 50s or whatever. I keep praying to God for that little house, and that everything comes together, you know, because I ain't getting any younger, and I can feel all these things since I've been little. And I'm really trying to be closer to God and listen to Him more, because He's really sent me on a different path and has given me the strength to not get so far anyway, not be consumed by society's ways, you know. Let me shift into this different life that I'm moving into right now. I'm in the middle of the shift, and I thank the Lord for it, because if it wasn't for God, things would be different. This channel wouldn't be going. I wouldn't have this channel going. And I just know this channel's got good information. I used to be self-conscious, you know, about my other channel. what was I providing, kind of. And I did make some really good videos, but some of them I just kind of made like gathered other news clip videos and made news stuff in that a little bit, just because I was new and learning what I could do and what I couldn't do. And then sometimes it'd get flagged as copyright or something, but it was all part of learning, because I'm new at it. It's not like I went to school for it all. So it's been trial and error. I get a strike, and you get on YouTube, you get three strikes, and you're done. So, and a strike lasts, I can't remember if it's 60 or 90 days now, I can't remember, but as soon as I get a strike, I'd start freaking out, and I'd be super cautious until it went away, until I had no strikes, because I didn't want to have to start another channel all over again, because I was new and I worked hard at it, and I didn't want all that work to go to nothing, even though I wasn't making money, but I didn't want to have to start a whole channel over again. And there is potential in it, and now that I'm learning more and stuff, and got a little more wisdom with me, and I'm not, now that the good Lord kind of forced me in front of this camera. He didn't, but he did by telling me he wanted me to start talking about him more. And between, I don't know, man, unless he planted the thought and the dream in my mind or something, that the best way to talk about him more. So when he said he wanted me to talk about him more, I could feel that it's because of my faith and who I am. I know it'll bring more people to the Lord, and what an honor that is. It's just, I could almost cry thinking about how honored that makes me feel. So as this channel's developing and the things I've been, I get some good subjects going sometimes. Although I do ramble on and bounce all over the place. I start to tell you about one story, next thing you know, I'm way off in left field on a whole different thing. And the point I was going for to begin with, and this started really coasting down that hill fast. Yeah, be careful going on this hill, because it's like a speed trap. It's 45 miles an hour into a super steep hill. Well, now it levels out for a little bit, and it gets steep again. You just start picking up speed, and if you don't tap on your brakes and slow down, then you get tagged for speeding. Really, really steep, where it goes over the St. Croix River Valley. It's a super steep hill. That one, I like, right now I stay off the gas the whole time and just coast. And after I cross this little bridge here, I don't remember what this is, before the steep hill, I start really slowing down, because I'm driving a camper with more weight than a little car. And I don't want to have to heat my brakes or have to slow down quick or something. So I just try to slow down ahead of time so I can keep control of my speed instead of trying to slow down all of a sudden or something. You never know, somebody can just pull right out in front of you cross section or something. Plus, you got to slow down to like 30 on the bridge coming across to the other side anyway, so if you didn't slow down ahead of time, man, like if I just let it coast, I'd probably keep cooking in at 60 or so. I'd be hollering, coming in hot! There's a cool barbecue joint over here that I see on Facebook there. The guy owns it. Went into the hospital with heart or stroke or something. Yeah, delicious food there. And that family had posted that they were going to be closed until further notice, And that was quite a while ago. blow into the back to keep the back of the camper warm, but it's still, the heat gets trapped up here, and I got a little fan behind me too trying to blow it back there that's going on now. But it's like an oven up here, man, like a sauna. That's the other thing that's really been burning me out now too, is that being out of money and losing everything in my storage units, and couldn't afford my Anytime Fitness account anymore, so I don't have nothing wrong. So now I can't go work out and shower, and I got to take wet wipe, sponge bath kind of stuff, and it's just not the same, as jumping in a shower. And I used to get a free hotel room once a month with my free play casino, but this month they didn't give it to me, so that kind of bummed me out, because I tried to save it towards near the end of the month. And then I look so forward to that, man. I'd jump in the tub and soak a bit, and then I'd shower down and lounge out on the bed and relax. But they're going through some big changes at the casino there, so because I know all the different employees and stuff, and I'm a people person. They're working on an expansion deal or something. And they got all new. Figured something was up, because we started hiring more employees and stuff started changing, and you could just tell new management, new control, something's going on. But whoever's in charge of it, I'm pretty good with business and stuff, and see how things work and stuff. Whoever they got in charge of it, in my opinion, is not really organized and stuff very well, and it's actually hurting their business. And I've noticed it, like yesterday when I got there, it was so dead, and it's been busy all along up until this month. That's good with the new changes and stuff. So I don't know. I hope for all the employees' sake that they figured out, because if the business drops off like that, well, then they're gonna have to start cutting hours or laying off employees or getting rid of them or something. Place for, my goodness gracious, about 30 years now or something like that. But they used to run the Turtle Express bus, a big coach bus, like the Greyhound buses. They've got the bathroom in the back, and you can fit 30 to 50 people in or whatever. And it used to come right into town and have multiple stops along the way, so then you didn't have to burn your gas and do all the driving and stuff, and you could just hop on it and go. Now the other ones down in the cities, those ones actually gave you food coupons. And this one used to, for a while, when you get off the bus, they'd give you $5. They'd give you like $5 or $10 in nickels or something in the beginning to play. And then they switched it, when everything went digital, and they just started putting it on your card. The bus was nice, because then you didn't have to worry about driving, and then you got to be social with everybody, all the regulars that would ride the bus. I used to bring my tablet and play music, and there's a song called the I-95 Battle song. I had to say that kind of fast, so that way I don't get cut off for swearing, but it's like a country song that's pretty popular. A lot of people that are, partying like it's singing it, just because it does say that word in there quite a bit, and it's got kind of a neat little story to it. Well, I played it on the bus, and almost everybody on the bus knew it, so everybody was singing it together. And then everybody on a lot of the main lines, when we'd sing the chorus of the line, everybody just started laughing. A lot of fun. I miss those days, but once COVID came, they quit running that bus, and they never ran it again. Like a lot of other things they stopped doing. It's like, all our Walmarts and everything used to be open 24 hours a day. COVID came, they started shutting them down at 11. Well, it's still that way. Too bad. Now, Cub Foods, they got 24-hour stores. They got some that grocery store for anybody that doesn't happen in their area. We got them in the Midwest And they don't even run those all night now. So not anyway, because traffic dies down so much, even though they're open 24 hours, they take all their hot food off, you know, at a certain time because they're losing too much money. You know. So far, we're still recording. That's good. Man, when my SD card was getting crappy before, it would cut out all the time. Oh, it was so frustrating. So it's been nice. My friend Tony got me this 64 gig SD card is a gift, and it was really helped eliminate some stress for me because that other card cutting out all the time just, it was a stressor. So I had to get some good things going where I'm really talking about some stuff, and it cut out and I didn't even know it. I'm still talking on it, talking about getting into some deep subjects, and then I'd look over and it was off. It wasn't recording. Ooh, hey. They just tried to refocus on something. Here comes a semi going the opposite way. Weird to see it go by. Maybe that's what I should do. I should announce when cars are coming. Well, in between my flapping my gums. I gotta turn the seat down. I can't take it no more, man. Better here to crack the windows. I gotta focus here. The wind keeps pushing me. Shocks and tires and all the other stuff done, and the suspension and stuff. Yeah, it handles so much better. I mean, still, the wind still blows you because you're driving a big sail. You know? Another car, a couple cars coming the opposite way. Yeah, the guy behind me didn't want to pass me. Maybe he wanted to, but he couldn't see ahead. Roundabouts. They really slow down for all this stuff. I went over that in one of my other videos that I don't think it's wise for our country anyway, just for national security. Roundabouts are bad. You know, we had a war going on trying to zip troops or deer. They got to slow down for a roundabout. They can't just have a, you know, race ahead and block up the intersection so the convoy could just roll right on through and keep its time going good. I should actually write a letter to the White House about that. Oh, hey. Good song. playing in the background all the time. And I'd be very disappointed in the Christian artists. I would. You know, because myself, I'm a man of God. If I start putting out songs that, you know, get good album sales and record sales, doesn't matter. You know, if somebody's making a video and it's playing in the background, I ain't worried about it. Especially if it's Christian music, you know. It's about God. You should be sharing it. You should be trying to profit off of somebody else, or causes, you know, somebody's making a video and it happens to be in the background. I understand you being an artist and making money for your creation and stuff like that, but that stuff's really, in my opinion, that's stuff like kind of like overgreed or something. You know. So I must say, I'm really proud of the Christian music community, you know. It might change, though, who knows, you never know. If that kind of stuff happened, I'd probably quit listening to their music or something like that, or something. That'd be pretty rotten to do to a lot of people. Now, if you're just trying to just record their song and replay it or something, that'd be different. Yeah, gas shot up a bit for everybody, you know. Here in Minnesota, it's been at like $3.69, $3.89. It'll be going down soon, though. That stuff ain't gonna last long. You know what I mean? I'd be shocked if it did. I would be totally shocked. I got a pretty good record for seeing the future. I mean, I don't know if that sounded kind of fat-headed, but for certain things, you know. Have a little time and thermometer sign on side. Looks like it's like 40 degrees or something right now, 40, 42. Well, we are now going through Lindstrom. That's what we're going through now. And rolling right in through Chisago City, Minnesota. I've been getting nervous a little bit lately because, you know, since I can't afford to bounce like I used to bounce and stay in different places, and that way I never was an eyesore, and I never got bothered, never got, you know, the knock, hey, you can't stay here tonight. I did have a sheriff at a boat launch one time come up and talk to me, but he ended up letting me stay there and told me that I explained my situation, why I was staying there and stuff, and that I worked down south and stuff. And he ended up being pretty cool and told me, well, hey, he said, maybe you can help us. He says, you know, I wouldn't say you can stay here all the time or nothing, but he says, you know, don't do it too much. When you're out here, keep an eye out. You know, if you see people hanging out here, or you know, might vandalize or whatever. He said, just give us a call and let us know if there's people around in the parking lot and stuff so we can come rolling through and check. I said, sure, I can do that. But I was going to say that as for bouncing and stuff, well, since I've been out of work and I cannot bounce. That's why I've been stuck in mainly the Walmart lot. I do bounce a little bit, but if I got no way to replace fuel, I just can't keep bouncing. I'll end up running out of fuel, so I got to sit longer and keep fuel. So just in case they say, "Hey, you got to go," I've got gas to go somewhere else, you know. And the thing is because I get so involved in the community, and people really like me, and I like that they like me. But then so many people want to come at different times. I got so many people that come to my camper all the time and want to hang out around my camper. Well, turning me into a target, you know. One weekend was a really good weekend. You know, God was really having big things happen. I enjoyed it. A lot of people involved and everything. But there was so much activity going on around my camper. Then somebody mentioned about getting hot dogs and grilling, and I was like, no. You know, I'm already worried enough about getting chased out of here. If somebody starts setting up a grill in the lot, I'm doomed, you know. Oh, that'd be terrible. I don't know what did I do. I just gotta get. I just hope the good Lord's gonna bless me. He's been blessing me all along because I haven't been getting chased out of nowhere, and I've still been trying to bounce and move a bit. And I talked to another one of the businesses that I can stay at periodically that's close by. So that's good to know now. There's a couple other ones I want to go talk to manager, get to know him a little bit, and let him know my situation, and ask him if I kind of rotate around, if it's okay if I crash there some nights, you know, and they're parking their lot, you know, for a night, maybe once a week or something like that. If they're okay with it, well then, especially since I don't have internet now, there's a couple restaurants and stuff that have their free Wi-Fi or whatever that I gotta check some of them out though and see where to park and where I can pick it up. Like when I park by Arby's now, I can get their internet, but it cuts in and out, you know, and I can't get any closer. The only way I could get closer would be to be parked right in their drive-thru, and I can't do that, you know. But it's allowed me to at least keep a little bit of my sanity. I can watch some videos sometimes, and sometimes I can watch a minute to 5 minutes or something like that. It seems like, or something, and then it'll cut out, and then things are buffering. That's because the signal got cut out. Then I gotta wait for the signal to come back in, or try moving my tablet to a different location or something. So it's a struggle, but it's better than not having it at all, because that. Just being able to pull up stuff on YouTube that I've never seen before keeps my mind on other things rather than going down a rabbit hole of depression of when are things going to change or whatnot. So, all those things are blessings. The Lord's been keeping it going. I was wondering how that was going to work when I lost my internet. People that I know believe me, and they can see it, believe it, whatever. But then I can tell there's other people that they're just either buying it or still kind of put a grind on me. But I should get to work for something. You know, I understand that. That's what society is. It's the world of the flesh. But I'll tell you what: if they communicated with God, or if God communicated with them the way He communicated with me, they'd have a whole different view on it. I promise you that. right now. So is diesel, but diesel's super expensive. Last time I got diesel, it's like $5.19 a gallon. It's expensive, man. And but I'm gonna pull into Holiday and if the diesel's not, I don't know, I've got to make up my mind and think about it. I'll have to look at the weather is what I got to do. I'll have to stop at Holiday, look at the weather on my phone and what our temperatures are looking like for night times in the next week or so here. And see if I need to worry about getting diesel right now or not. It's like right now it's not too bad outside. It's like 40 degrees or 42 or something. I don't know. The wind is really blowing me around on the highway here or whatever. I'd heard an analogy once that I really liked, and it was about faith. And I hope I don't mess it up, but I'm trying to think how it went now. It's kind of like how when it's daytime, you know, you can see way ahead of you down the road and all that kind of stuff. But when you're following the path that God's leading you on, it's kind of like driving at night. You know, your headlights can only see that far in front of you, so you really don't know what's ahead on this path that you're going on. But the road reveals itself as you move down it, kind of like having faith in the path that God, if you're following the path that God has you on, that it will reveal itself along the way, you know. And that's like me being impatient, you know, wishing things would already happen. Well, I can't see where it ain't daylight and I can't see way down the road where I might be able to see, oh, hey, here comes the good stuff up ahead, you know, because it's daylight, I can see it. Well, faith is like driving at night. I can't see what's way down the road. I can see what's in front of me as I'm following this path. The path reveals itself. And I guess that's a good analogy. I like it for faith that, you know, see it as it goes. You can't see when the good stuff's coming, but you're on your way to it, you know. I need some brighter faith lights, so I just hope it's really, really soon. This has been a different challenge this time, though. You gotta mix this stuff in it, you know, except in terms of my younger years, I've lost all my stuff before and rebuilt. And I knew I could do it again, but I'm getting older, so it's different. It's kind of a little scarier in some ways. But I am getting closer and closer to God than I've ever been. I've always been very close to Him. Close in a different way, I don't know how to explain it. He is, I don't know, my faith has grown so strong, and all this stuff, I would have been I would have been a squirrely basket case. I still have my moments, no doubt, but it's amazing how calm and peaceful I've been through it all. Thank you, Lord. Just getting more and more at peace with day-to-day flow of life. Woo, okay. I got scared for a minute there. I thought there was a guy coming this way, you know. And this highway has been a dangerous highway, one of the most dangerous highways all my life growing up as a kid and everything. There's been so many head-on accidents in it with people passing and stuff because it's only one lane each way, you know. And it's a very busy highway. You get people that are in a hurry and they're passing each other, and there's been a lot of head-on accidents for years. It's too dark to see them now, but you see lots of makeshift little crosses and stuff along the road where people have been killed and stuff. Yeah, it's tough. I think it's lightened up quite a bit because it's got broken up a little bit with some traffic lights in the little towns, a little more than where it used to be when I was a kid. You know, population's growing out here a bit, so they have more traffic, so then they start putting in lights and stuff. It's $3.89 over there too. Come on, people. Where's the good gas prices? Well, that's what I started saying. That, I'm worried about getting chased out in certain places, and the more I interact with the community, the more new people like me, which is good. I like doing that. But it's like I'm a magnet then sometimes, and I like that everybody likes me, but everybody wants to come hang out with me. And the thing is it's like I constantly have people around my camper, and it ain't their fault because they're not there. Like some of them aren't there when the other people are there, you know. So the thing is, it makes it look like I just stand out. So I got to do something about that. I got to figure something out or something. I'm hopeful Lord blesses me at that little house somehow, some amazing way. It's kind of funny. Some people don't even they would think I'm crazy praying to God for that house or thinking that it could even happen, especially my situation. Been working all winter and stuff and everything, and me talking about that house, some people would think I was lost my mind. The thing is I know the power of the Lord and the amazing things He can do, and He's already done so many amazing things in my life that are beyond comprehension, that even defy whatever you want to call the laws, physics, relativity, all kinds of stuff, man. I mean, I've experienced so many things that I know came from the Lord that just blow mind blow. The biggest one, and I keep saying it on a lot of my videos, my third video, while I was still camera shy and stuff, and forcing myself to do this, is my brick story, like a BRICK. That is my brick testimony. I should have, instead of calling it a brick story, I should have said brick testimony. Maybe I should go in and change that title. That's the real deal, man. And I'll tell you what, I was shaking my fist at God mad. I was challenging Him, and that night I promised Him I will never, ever, ever doubt Your existence again. I don't never doubt His existence. I know God's real. I just don't understand everything. You know, I wish I did. I wish I knew when the good stuff was coming, that's for sure. I wonder how many times I said good stuff tonight. Maybe I'll have to title this chain of videos Good Stuff. Good Stuff, part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get back here early enough, if I can make myself get to sleep soon enough and get up early enough to head to the library and upload more, because I got like 45, 50 videos to upload, and that's what I had, and I only uploaded 16 of them, which was 32 uploads, because I'm uploading to 2 different platforms. And oh man, I gotta get caught up. I gotta get all that stuff off my computer so I can make the room. And I want to start getting stuff bundled up like that, and because I ain't no spring chicken. I mean, I ain't super old or nothing either, and I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon, but you never know. Then I worry about not getting them uploaded on all up there, and then if I keeled over or something, all them videos not being there for somebody that might help somebody. It will be nice when this channel is big enough to, or it doesn't even have to be this channel. It's when I have enough abundance that I don't have to stress financially. God, that little house, financial abundance, I would be set to just keep helping people. I can't wait. Then I'll travel, and God will guide me to people. I know He will. He's already been doing it. Been doing it all my life. And I know that along the travels, the things that I want to go look at, see, He will put people in my path. And if something changes, or I'm supposed to be somewhere else to meet somebody, God will plant it in my mind. Like, say I was going to go we'll say to the Alamo or something. Is my plan. And then all of a sudden, it'll make me think. For some reason, I'll get detoured, or a deal will come up for Yellowstone Park or whatever, you know, or whatever. Yeah, it's still $5.19, and regular gas is $3.89. Shut that off, kill that, save every little drip of fuel we can. Well, what a journey, huh? Now you can see me. Here's what I look like tonight. Check it out. I'm wearing red. There's my superhero emblem right there. Where we at? Yeah, I've eaten up some video, that's for sure. Well, I'm gonna figure out what I'm doing with diesel and stuff here. It's pretty expensive, so I don't know. I'll look at what the weather's doing. I do have a little bit in my 5-gallon can, so maybe I'll just top off with that for now. But as always, give it a thumbs up if you would. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this video. Share it if you know somebody that might like hearing what I got to say in whatever video you think they might like to hear it. And God bless you, and we will see you on the next one.